And as we talk about all of this, happenings, silence is within, throughout, as, beyond all of this. It's the zillion shades of silence playing with itself. And sometimes it's bliss, and sometimes like, oh no, when is it ever going to be over? That is the nature of whatever this is that is going on. So freedom can be the same place from which that dry phase starts in the seeking process when attachments are falling away. It's like, I don't know anything. I really don't know. That really feels disorienting. And when there is no need to know anymore, because it cannot be known, that's freedom. That is equivalent to when the word surrender is used. That is exactly what surrender is also. When you know that you cannot know, there is no other way but to be surrendered. So the need to know can be surrendered. And when there is nothing left to be surrendered, that's freedom. This is already freedom. You are already what is being sought for. You and silence are not two. Whether the you realizes this or not, whether the you is conscious or unconscious, whether the you is enlightened or ignorant. There is no two here. all the sensory input, all the psychological, biological input, all the emotional, even spiritual input arises, is perceived, plays out, and dissolves back within and into this very silence that you are. If all there is silence, if all there is you, and there is no second to this, there is no other here, then what is there to seek? What is there to cling to? What is there to be afraid of? What is there to reject when all there is you? What needs to be done for this to already be what this is? How much do I need to meditate to realize this? Who am I meditating as? Who is the meditator? And what is the goal of meditation? This already is here all the while as the meditation goes on, to recognize this. It itself veils itself, and it itself experiences the joy of finding itself. Marinating in silence as it becomes available is it really feels like the purpose of life. It feels like that is what this life is about. And in a certain phase, that is so. That is true. It needs to be the purpose of life, the very breath that goes in and is exhaled out for a while. But there may come a point where it may become a form of bypassing, a form of avoiding life, a form of clinging to this, even. And not that it is anybody's doing again, there's nothing wrong with it. It's again also a happening. However, when that is seen to be the case, it is seen that I am choosing silence to avoid being this messy person that I still am. And when I say messy, it doesn't mean that I just throw my clothes on the floor. Messy in the way that I still have all these attachments and um, structures in place that are not dissolved just by me almost disembodying from being me and living from a place of silence. And there may come a time when you have to return to being this person again and clean up this house. And what does it mean to clean up this house? It simply means to be aware choicelessly of whatever is going on and not being scared of being aware while being this person. And that may not be available for a while because it might just be too painful. And that is when it is useful and even intelligent to witnessing it from a place of detachment and from an impersonal place of awareness. And when there is enough so-called power in the system, one inevitably may return to the body. It may seem like, oh shit, did I do something wrong? Am I not enlightened anymore? It really felt like it was end of the process. And now I'm back with all of the same stuff. Why? Well, it's an impersonal happening. And it may seem like 100 steps back, but it is a step forward. Now I'm back to being this person with the same, maybe less, but maybe the same intricacies and suffering mechanisms. But now I have this support and backing of the recognition and the grounding in the recognition of me, just not as this person, but as this. And with that connection, the suffering can really be allowed and looked into. Can be processed. And not that we have to do anything to do any of that. It may seem like I may find a somatic healing workshop and I may feel like going through that process and working with some emotions that might be in the body, or anything of that sort may seem to happen. And it may seem like that I'm doing it. However, the very suffering, the very mechanism of seeking to be free of suffering, the unveiling of yourself as you truly are beyond this person, this mind mechanism that you've always known yourself to be. The very availability and opened experience of this not two-ness that you are, the opportunity to marinate in it as it, the coming back to being the person, and now the process of building the blocks again or unbuilding the old blocks are all appearing choicelessly. And I appear to flow with it choicelessly. And that is the freedom. Not for the person, or the person free of suffering. And even that would be choiceless. It may happen or it may not. And it is not personal. Even though it may seem to be so convincingly. It's like, Gurleen, all these words that you just mumbled, what do I do with them? Didn't make any sense. Well, good. What to do? There is nothing to do. And from this nothing to do-ness, everything may happen. I may be so productive that I've never been. I may become a suffering ninja from this nothing to do place. And yet, there is still nothing to do. Because I am not the doer anyway. There's nobody doing anything. It can be confirmed at a very practical level, and it can be confirmed. It is confirmed when that recognition of not two-ness takes place for oneself. It is so visible and obvious. It doesn't even need to be said that there is no doer here. But it does need to be said for I, as this person. As we step into the last few minutes of tonight's satsang, today's satsang, is it possible to just relax and not just relaxing the body? And it may very well start from there. Maybe just lie down or relax with a big exhale or whatever needs to happen for you to feel relaxed in the body. But when I say just relax, is it possible to really let go or let be of all the agendas of life? It's like, before I die, I need to accomplish this, 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 and this. Is it possible to let that be and not really own it for this moment? It's okay if that doesn't happen. And it'll be awesome if it happens. But I don't need to really think about it right now. I don't really need to live that in this moment right now. And even if that agenda may be enlightenment, even if that agenda may be looking for peace or looking for end of suffering, is it possible to just relax yourself out of that priority? Let that be. Don't try to stop it, because that will not be relaxing for sure. But just, if death comes, it's okay. I hope it's not too painful, but it's okay to slip out of life right now, with or without having achieved anything. Is it really possible to feel completely into that? Is there even a possibility of feeling that okayness? It's like, it's okay if life goes on like this, or becomes better, or gets worse. It sure will come with its challenges, but is there a possibility for there to be an okayness with whatever happens to be? And in that okayness, there is a grounded confidence that whatever may happen, it'll be okay, and I will be guided to navigate it in whatever way, to succeed or to fail or to embarrass myself, whatever the outcome has to be. Is it possible to feel the okayness even for not being okay about something or not being okay with myself or the flow of life or suffering? Is is there a possibility of experiencing an okayness for that not okayness? It's okay to feel, oh, that okayness, that sense of, ah, no matter what, is the appearance of silence within the content of experience. It is the appearance of the you beyond the content, within the you and the content. That okayness is the teaching that you in this content is looking for. What if, what if it was really okay? And it being okay doesn't mean that I don't do anything to make it better. It, if it's really okay to be sick or be in pain, but from that okayness can really come a movement to go see a doctor, to go for physiotherapy, to do whatever needs to be done to alleviate the pain. But that movement will really be free of, oh, why does it happen to me? Why is it so painful? I curse the person who bumped into me and caused me this pain. All that stuff can just be absent. And there can just be dealing with the pain, which is still not pleasurable, but it's definitely not more painful than it has to be. And even if all that stuff is going through the mind, just being in that place of okayness, all that stuff can be there causing more pain or introducing suffering into the pain mechanism. But now being in that okayness place is not adding to that suffering, because not being okay with those mind narratives is more mind narratives. It's like, why do I always judge others? Why am I still suffering? Why am I still so personal? Why am I blaming? And all these add on to the already present suffering. And if that is still happening, is there a possibility to come from a place of okayness even for that? And just treating it as whatever is here, just like the pain in the body. That's pain in the mind, in the content of experience. That's more its form of a mental noise that may even morph into pain in the body. And that is what it is in the moment. And starting from there, starting as the okayness, not with an intention, because then that's not being okay with it. If I'm being okay with not being okay with an intention, I am still kind of coming from the place of not being okay with not being okay, because I'm still looking to fix not being okay. I'm not okay with it yet. I also feel called to say, having shared all of this, is that none of this was true. As I sometimes do say, don't take it so seriously. It may happen, it may not. And if it happens, it's okay. If it doesn't happen, it's okay. Nothing is really happening anyway. And that's not to um, negate the experience of suffering. It is really to pierce through the suffering. Nothing is really happening. Is it possible to see that? And the suffering really has no ground to stand on anymore. It already is groundless. It is just mental chatter, just like the concept of I that I'm living as. Find it. It cannot be found. So just relax if that's possible. And if not, just relax. It's not possible. There is no way into it. There is no way out of it. There is no way. All there is this. And this is you, all inclusive. Welcome back again. Before we call it a day, any any last thoughts or questions are welcome. And I do want to mention that this gathering is planned to take place every Sunday, same time. And as we unfold in this seeming process of spiritual unfoldment, I wish to for the space to be available for all of us to really contemplate and make it make use of this time together to dissect and go deeper into whatever might be appearing for each one of us. And that just gives us opportunity to open up um, the different suffering mechanisms that show up in their full might, and just being able to work together through them just for fun, just to enhance our understanding and awareness of what this seems to be, not for any particular objective. Until next time, dear ones, I love you. Thank you so much.